When you walk through the gates at Pinehurst, you're first confronted by this large statue of a small boy standing alongside the two U.S. Open championship trophies. Was this perhaps a young champion of 100 years ago? Well, actually, no. The reality is more prosaic. Do you know who Putter Boy is?
I do not.
Do you?
No. We're about to go get our picture taken with him, though.
Well, I know it's the symbol of this place, but I actually don't know why, what it represents.
No.
I do not. I just assume he's a legendary person of Pinehurst from the past.
He probably was a caddy here at one time.
Wait a minute, hold on. We'll get some help. Do you know who Putter Boy is? Who's Putter Boy?
Cartboy, wasn't he?
He was here the last time I was here.
Who's Putter Boy?
He's Pinehurst Putter Boy.
There she. We got it.
And here's the original Putter Boy, also known as the Sundial Boy and the Golf Lad, that was first sculpted in 1912, that has become the historic symbol of Pinehurst.
Well, Putter Boy was the one. Isn't that the one that started here years ago when they first built the course? From was it Ireland? Who's the guy, the Scottish, that came over here and built the course? Yeah.
Donald Ross.
Donald Ross, yes, ma'am.
They say that's Donald Ross's putting stance. That's what I've heard.
These iconic figures were the brainchild of a Pinehurst advertising man in the early 1900s to try and grab the attention of wealthy Americans in the big cities up north. 100 years later, the rest of the world is aware of Putter Boy, even if they don't know what he's about. Thongchai Jaidee is unique. He's the only player from Southeast Asia ever to win consistently outside of his region. He still finds the USA bewildering, though, and the Americans aren't overly familiar with him.
His nickname is Jedi because I could never say his last name right, so I just started calling him Jedi.
The force is with this Jedi. 2 weeks ago, Thongchai won the Nordea Masters in Sweden, his third victory in Europe.
To win the Nordea Master give me very proud of my country, and also we get in to play this tournament. We come to this week and be feeling it's quite nice, and I content about my golf game can be better, and also I'm ready to play these tournaments.
Despite his success around the world, Thongchai has struggled at the majors. His best finish in the harsh U.S. Open conditions is a tied for 47th, and Pinehurst is a real test of golf.
U.S. Open every year, gonna be tougher than other major,
Thongchai won't have a lot of support. He is Southeast Asia's only player at Pinehurst.
We are, came from Southeast Asia, not like Japan and Korea, different kind of. We don't have enough in a player to make it strong enough. I think that's why we have look forward to the future.
Adam, you've reached #1 in the world, and you came off a win the week after in your first start, and then you played very well and contended at the Memorial. What does that do for your confidence coming into this major championship?
Yeah, it's certainly been nice preparation coming in off the back of 2 good tournaments, and feel like my game is certainly in a comfortable spot at the moment, but you can't take that for granted at a US Open because they've been known to break many players quickly. So it's going to be a really, really tough week here. It's going to be hot and very demanding on all areas of the game. It's going to test your patience and also, your mental strength out there too. So I like where I've brought myself into this week, but, I'm going to have to work really hard to keep it there.
And Adam, you're one of the best ball strikers in the game. Why do you think that you haven't perhaps contended or performed better at a US Open?
Yeah, look, there are a lot of reasons over a long period of time, and I think for quite a 10-year stretch there, I wasn't preparing the way I should have to come in playing my best at majors, and that takes care of a lot of my career. But I've tried to change that the last few years, and no, I still haven't had the results I wanted, but that might just be coincidence. It's not an easy one to play well at. You really have to have everything going your way, and it's very easy for it to slip away, even with not bad play. It's just so easy to make bogeys at a US Open, and so therefore I'm putting it down to just not not having my best stuff. But, you know, like I said before, this week I'm coming in, you know, as confident as I can be. I'm playing nicely and I'm sitting, you know, atop the world rankings. I feel I should be full of confidence, and I really like this golf course too.
Adam, what's going to be the key for you this week to contend and possibly win?
Yeah, I really think, you know, if I can keep the number of greens hit high, that's going to take a lot of pressure off. So I've got to play to my strengths, and hopefully my ball striking stands up to the test. But it's going to come down to making some clutch up and downs and some good putts, and then keeping the patience. Don't get frustrated because everyone's going to make some bogeys, but I've just got to try and give myself enough chances to make some birdies.
And this is obviously not your typical U.S. Open without the rough, and it's been replaced with the natural areas. Have you tested the ball, how it reacts out of it, and what do you think of those areas?
Yeah, I think it is. It's very unique, but this is such a great golf course, and it's certainly not any easier without 6-inch rough, because these natural areas are very rough, and you may get a good lie and you may get a really poor lie. And your decision making out of it's going to be key, because if you try and bite off too much, you might end up in some really bad areas, and you might need to just take your medicine a few times. So there's a lot of opportunity to advance the ball out of there. So I think it's going to be fun for people to watch and see what guys decide to do when they do get in the natural areas.
And you've seen the putter boy or the golfing lad, that the Pinehurst's logo. Do you know anything about that?
No, you've stumped me on that one. I don't know too much about the history of that.
And finally, what do you think Australia's chances are in the World Cup?
You know, I can be optimistic for sure. You know, we had a good run a couple World Cups ago and just lost out to Italy in the first round. But, you know, we've got a tough group. It'd be amazing if we could get a couple wins and somehow get through a group.
Thanks, Adam. Good luck this week.
Thanks.
Yeah, we miss Michael, man. Michael's one of my good friends. Michael's the same age as me, so we basically almost came out at the same time. Played a lot of practice round with Michael in the 90s. You know, he came so close at the 95 St Andrews Open, and I remember playing a practice round with him after that at the PGA in LA, and we've remained friends ever since. And I wish him all the best. He's got an unbelievable talent. You know, obviously going through a bit of a tough time now, family-wise, but we love you, Michael, and you know the Springboks are going to beat the All Blacks' asses this year, as you well know, and we're going to have our standing bet.
Yeah, I mean, Cambo's been a great friend of mine for a long time. You know, we same age, I'm just a week older than him, or 2 weeks older than him. Yeah, it's a shame what he's going through, you know, with his injuries. I wish him well, and hopefully see him soon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Stephanie Way. This is Fox Sports. You're about to watch 6 hours of live and exclusive action from the US Open here at the number 2 course in Pinehurst in North Carolina. Over the next 4 days, we'll be bringing you more than 25 hours of top-class action. The best golfers in the world pitting their wits against this unique and challenging course. This is the 114th US Open. Hi Tim, hello everyone. I'll be with you throughout the next 2 weeks of both US Opens here at Pinehurst number 2. Let's get straight to the selected groups that you'll be seeing in the next hour. The action really got underway at 7:18 because that's when Sergio Garcia teed off with last year's second place finisher Jason Day and Brandt Snedeker. A little later on, the former US Open champions, Rory McIlroy, Graham McDowell, and Webb Simpson, Thongchai Jaidee, Southeast Asia's only representative, and down the bottom there, Hideki Matsuyama, fresh off his win at the Memorial Tournament.